welcome to the Morning Watch on Love 101 FM. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. A special welcome to our listeners on love101.org, and if you're overseas and on the move, U.S. listeners can access us at 712-832-8001. And if you're in the UK, 0330-332-6541. Or join us via the Love 101 FM app that can be downloaded from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. You can also join us on Love 101 FM Facebook and YouTube Live. In the first watch today, election date set. What's next? And in the second watch, a review of the CC Winans concert. For our social media question, we ask, what was your most memorable moment at the CC Winans concert? We're asking you to share your responses on our Love 101 FM Facebook page and YouTube channel, and also on WhatsApp 876-997-3125 using the hashtag The Morning Watch. We'll share your responses later on in the program, but before all of that, here's our quote.
All right, good morning. Today's I quote says, "You've got to dance like there's nobody watching, love like you'll never be hurt, sing like there's nobody listening, and live like it's heaven on earth." This one from William Perky.
Good morning, Juka.
Good morning, good morning.
Have you ever danced like there's nobody watching, sir?
Of course. All the time.
At home or anywhere?
Anywhere.
Even in the studio?
Off stage, in the studio. In the studio.
I definitely have seen that.
For sure.
The first watch after this break.
To school, I'm just a chill, sir. School fee paid, books bought. Thanks to CNWJ Back to School Special, I borrowed $100,000 at an interest rate of 14.99% and pay less than $10,000 for 12 months. This couldn't miss me.
Get your child classroom ready. Start the school year strong with a CNWJ Back to School Special from August 1 to September 30. Low processing fee. Approval within 24 hours. Conditions apply. CNWJ Credit Union. Discover the benefits of belonging.
Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly. Life-changing opportunities are arising. You need training and support. We are the Renewed Heart NSTA Trust, committed to providing new and emerging skills training and opportunities. Come to Heart. We'll help you claim your place in the workforce of the future.
This Tuesday, August 12 on The Rock, we dive deep into the roots of African spirituality, Rastafari, Voodoo to Ashanti. African spirituality spans continents and cultures. But as Christians of African descent, how do we relate to these practices? What are these belief systems really about? Which parts challenge the Bible's teachings and which parts have we misunderstood? Join Kari Heron and Donna Hussey Stewart for a powerful eye-opening discussion that doesn't shy away from the hard questions. And in our No Time Revelation segment, could Ezekiel 38 and 39 be unfolding right now in the Middle East? What does the Bible say? All this and more on The Rock, Tuesday, August 12, here on the family station, Love 101.
Hey, 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 small people crew. It's me, Auntie Vashti, and I have a brand new lesson for you. Join me this Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. on the Small People Show, where little voices make big sounds. Inside EduFantastic Tuesdays, we make learning super fun. We're diving into maths, English, science, history, and so much more. Don't miss out. Tune in this and every Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. with me, Auntie Vashti, only on the family station, Love 101.
There is
Life can feel overwhelming at times, but you don't have to face it alone. The Ministry of Counseling and Prayer of the Edgewater Baptist Church is here to support you with our caring and confidential telephone counseling service. Whatever you're going through, grief, stress, family challenges, or just feeling stuck, our trained counselors are ready to listen, pray, and guide you toward hope and healing. Take the first step today. Call us at 876-220-6474 or 876-332-7956. Weekdays between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Help is available through the Prayer and Counseling Ministry of the Edgewater Baptist Church. Remember, help is just a phone call away. That's 876-220-6474 or 876-332-7956. Weekdays between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Call now and let us walk this journey with you.
Cause you have strayed.
Turn the flame up and take it to 100.
This summer, we're turning up the love across Jamaica. It's the Double the Love Summer Tour with Love 101.
Everything a double.
Join us in 5 parishes for live broadcasts of the Gospel Train and Youth Connection, plus community cook-offs, family sports, games, and good vibes. From Portmore to St. Thomas, Manchester, Mobile, and Kingston.
I'm about to have a good day.
We're spreading faith, fun, and fellowship island-wide. And it all ends with a big back-to-school grand finale in Kingston. The Double the Love Summer Tour, powered by Love 101, the family station. Don't you miss it.
God made the universe, knows me by my name, so it's a good day. Baby in my arms, walking through the neighborhood.
Attention all campusites. Campus Connection, your student-focused radio program, hosted by Jonathan Fletcher and Anesta Samuels, is taking a break for the summer. We wish for you and your family an enjoyable holiday. So stay tuned, stay informed, stay connected, and get ready for a fresh start in September. We will return with more topical student issues. Wagwan Pun Campus on Tuesday, September 2, 2025, only on the family station Love 101.
Wake up with the Word Box on Love FM, your morning boost from the Word of God. Brought to you by Word Intercession and Worship Center, the church where love abounds. Located at 7 Nelson Street, Maypen, Clarendon. We're on every Thursday morning at 5:45 with real encouragement and truth to start your day right. The Word Box. Fresh word every Thursday morning, only on Love FM.
Word in our hearts and the praise in our mouth. We are ready to.
We've seen a lot of our customers make some good moves over the years. Whether it's sharing a hug with a friend you haven't seen in a long time or sharing a meal, Grace has been there. So let's keep making these moments together, because rest assured, every time you choose Grace, you know you're making a good move.
Always a good move when you're moving with grace.
Get ready to lift your praises this Worship Wednesday, coming your way inside Live 1 to 5, packed with wonder, worship, warmth, and spiritual wisdom. Mental Mavericks assemble for the brain-testing exercise at 1:45. Then at 2 o'clock, we rally in reverence with Prayer Blast. Join us at 2:15 to hear our worship artist of the day. At 3 p.m., find out what's hot, what's new, what's next. Your scoop on entertainment, sports, and lifestyle right here inside Hot Topics.
at 4:30. Stick and stay for more fun coming your way as Auntie Vashti wraps things up with the Small People Show. All this and more will come alive 1 to 5 this World of Worship Wednesday with me, Sarah, and the Chirpy One. Let the worship waves wash you over on the family station Love 101.
Give him praise, give him praise. Tell me how you feeling.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint.
The general elections for him to set certain processes in place, including the dissolution of Parliament. I now declare that nomination day will be Monday, August 18th. And the general election date is fixed at Wednesday, September 3.
All right, so there we have it. The 19th general election in Jamaica are indeed set for September 3, with the Jamaica Labour Party and the People's National Party gearing up for a fierce battle. Now, the election will determine the country's future leadership and direction. The Prime Minister's announcement on Sunday evening has sparked a renewed campaign season that will likely focus on issues such as the economy, climate, and governance. But what else should we expect? To answer this and other related questions, we have online so far Kevin O'Brien Chang, public commentator, and we hope to be joined by another commentator as well shortly if possible. Good morning to you, Kevin O'Brien Chang.
Hi, morning everyone.
Yes, great to have you with us. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, thanks for joining us. Now, Mr. Brian Chang, before we delve into the meat of our discussion, I must ask for your thoughts on the recently held JLP mass rally in Halfway Tree.
Well, in my view, that rally was as good as democracy gets. It was a big, huge crowd, very vibrant, lots of music, dancing, and far as I know, there were no incidents. And not many places in the world, I think, you could have a political rally like that. And one of the notable things was the lack of animosity or, divisions. Jamaica is lucky. We have a democracy where their race is not a factor, religion is not a factor, class is not a factor, ideology is not a factor. In fact, if you change all those green shirts to orange shirts, the demographic would be pretty much the same. And our divisions are basically, I tell people, it's like a football team. Manchester United, Manchester City, one wears blue, one wears red.
Yeah.
In Jamaica, PNP wears orange, JLP wears green. But there's nothing fundamentally dividing the parties, except, I guess, from a populist point of view, their government. I would say the only issue really is who can do a better job of governance. Because as I say, when you compare us to other democracies around the world, you look at the US, there are a lot of race divisions there. Britain has a lot of class division. You go with the Trinidad, our cousins, they have race divisions. Brazil has race divisions. India has religious divisions. We have no fundamental division, and we're blessed. And I'll give you an example. Look at opposition leader Mark Golding. He's a white man in a 90% black country, and it is a total non-issue. Nobody cares about Mark Golding's color or race.
Seriously?
It's a fantastic thing. But nobody cares. I've taken a lot of vox pops out there, ask people about Mark Golding and Andrew Holness, and Mark Golding's color has never come up.
Okay.
Some people don't like his fake patois, they say, but nobody said this is a white man and all that. I've never heard it. I've never heard it. Anybody take it up as a serious issue, and it is a wonderful thing.
As you mentioned, issues.
And the other thing is, come again?
No, go ahead.
The other thing is, once upon a time, we were plagued with political violence. That has vanished. You see videos going around internet about, yellow man with orange flag, man with green flag, are dancing with are dancing, and men and women hugging up. And if you look at the flags and the colors around the place, you see the orange and green all over the place together now, on the bridges and stuff. That violent aspect, which plagued us from the 1970s, has not totally but virtually vanished.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Kevin O'Brien. We're up on a break. All right, we'll be right back with your thoughts.
Mama work hard, for real. She do the most to send me and my brother go school. So, the dream was always to go to university. Well, I fulfilled 2 dreams with 1 Jane Bank savings plan, I further my education and I make mama proud.
See so you can make the part, travel part, graduate like a star.
Stop wishing you could. With your Jane Bank savings, you absolutely can. Jane Bank will help you find a way.
Don't let freshness ditch you when you need it the most. Wash your clothes with Downy Softener to keep dazzling everyone around you from day to night. Try Downy Softener now.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint, and it's the first watch. We are, of course, asking the question, what's next after the election date has been announced? And in so doing, we have online Kevin O'Brien Chang, who is a well-known public commentator. Before the break, Kevin, you were making some points there, and I interrupted you. Please continue.
Yeah, I'm just saying that Jamaica is one of the healthiest democracies on the planet. In fact, I wouldn't swap our democracy for anywhere right now. I've listed the other countries that we used to look up to, the America, Britain, and comparable countries, Brazil, Trinidad, South Africa. These people have fundamental divisions that we really don't at all. And there's a couple myths I hear people the media keeps floating them, and they are not backed up by facts. One is declining voter participation. The reality is, ever since 1944, when we got universal suffrage, only about 31% of Jamaican, the population, has voted. It's been that way from the start. The highest was 40% in 1980. It fell as low as 24% in 1972. But it's been pretty steady. There's only a certain portion of Jamaicans who are interested in voting. And that's how it has been ever since. And voter participation, you want more people to participate, but sometimes in the really divided countries, you get 100% turnout when it's race or religion, something and fundamental people kill each other for. As I said, our highest turnout was 1980, the bloodiest election ever, when 40% of Jamaicans voted. So that doesn't faze me personally if you look at the facts on the ground.
Yes.
We have enough people interested, and it's strange, a lot of people who are very interested don't register to vote. That's a different mentality thing there. And there's also this myth that young people don't vote, which is, if you look at the facts, I got the figures from EOJ, looked at the breakdown by demographic, 18 to 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49, 50 to 59, and 60 plus. And the largest voting demographic was 18 to 29. And interestingly, the last 2 elections, 2016, 2020,
yes.
53% of voters were women, 47% men. So more women vote than men, for whatever reason. And so the most important demographic really is the young women, 18 to 29. Those are the biggest cohort when you go back, break it down by sex and race. So as I said, I don't think there's any healthy democracy in the world than Jamaica. The only negative I can say, we still have garrisons. The Southwest St. Andrew, West Kingston, South St. Andrew, Eastern Kingston, Spanish Town, where you have 90% of the population vote for one side sometimes. That aspect we need to change. I think the violence held these people down, and the violence is diminishing now, but still habits die hard. So that's the only negative I see about Jamaican democracy. These garrisons, so-called garrisons, where violence is used to force people to vote for one side. The violence has diminished a lot now, thanks to the JCF. Murders are down 30 lowest rate in 30 years. But that garrison aspect is the only negative I see when you compare Jamaica to the world.
Yeah,
our democracy.
We have little a little over 3 weeks before the election. Over the next couple of days, what do you think? What do you expect will be the key issues that will shape the campaign narratives of the two major parties?
Well, both of them are going to put out manifestos. I don't know how much that effect is going to have. And we expect a big PNP rally to match the JLP rally. And I'm sure the PNP will get a big crowd also. We have two entrenched parties. I believe this is just educated guess on my part. Probably have 35% of the populace or the voters who are hardcore PNP, 35% who are hardcore JLP, and 30% in the middle. Because let's face it, we've had, as you say, 18 elections so far in Jamaica, general elections from 44, and half have been won by incumbents and half have been won by the challengers. So Jamaica is not a monolith, and you must have swing voters in the middle who decide elections. Has to be.
So what will be the issues?
Back and forth.
What will be the main issues? What will be the main issues, I think, to get those votes?
Well, we have two main things facing us. One is the JLP has an excellent record of performance, the best I've ever lived under in terms of actual accomplishments. Lowest job rate ever, lowest poverty rate ever, and the lowest murder rate in 30 years. Those are concrete accomplishments. Nobody can argue with that. On the other hand, it's a third-term election. And 6 times in Jamaica's history, government have gone for third terms. 5 times they have failed. Jamaicans don't like giving third terms. The only one to succeed was P.J. Patterson in 2002.
Oh, yes.
And his vote still diminished from 1997. And at that time, many people felt it was Edward Zaga. People were tired. They wanted a new leader. That's the only reason PJ actually won back. So the JLP's face is running against history. Jamaicans don't like giving third terms. Whether the fact they're afraid to lose their democracy, somebody gets 3 terms, they may not give it up, or they just want novelty. Young people who are, they were in 2016, they were maybe 15, 10 years under one government, one party. Let's try the new party. So those are the facts as I see it. A very good performing government, normally you'd expect them to win back, but the historical reluctance of Jamaicans to give third terms. And those are the main issues I see.
Do you think that corruption will be a main issue? I mean, it seems as if the PNP is focusing on that aspect.
Well, 2 things. Polls have shown that both parties are considered corrupt.
Right.
Don Anderson has shown those polls. And personally, I don't think Jamaica is very corrupt. If you look on the Transparency International Corruption Index. Look at Latin American countries, and Jamaica is a Latin American country. In the we're not Europe, we're not North America. Jamaica is actually 3rd highest rating in the world, and the rating is like the higher not the number, the less corrupt you are. After Chile and Costa Rica, Jamaica is number 3. We're less corrupt according to Transparency International than Brazil, Trinidad, all these kind of countries. Of 1 million or over. Because the small islands like Barbados and stuff are higher than us. But I'm looking at countries 1 million and over. A certain size. And I said we're better ranked than Trinidad, Brazil, Colombia, Dominican Republic. So by international standards, Jamaica is not a corrupt country. And in fact, our corruption index, our 44, is the highest it has ever been, meaning we've never been less corrupt than if you use Transparency International, and I don't know of any other measure that can be used. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. It may not be perfect, but that's the one everybody looks at. So the international data does not show that Jamaica is corrupt. The corruption index has not gone up. It's the highest ever. So this notion of we're corrupt, where are the facts to show that? There are no facts to show it.
In the interest of time, Kevin O'Brien, there's talk about another national election debate. Your commendations or concerns in that regard?
Well, September the 3rd, 2007, September the 3rd, 2006, 2020, to September the 3rd, 2025. Clearly, the JLP feels September 3rd is a lucky day for them. And politicians are known to be superstitious, like most human beings. So that, to me, that it's the obvious thing. September 3, they feel, hey, we won 2007, we won 2020. Let's try it again, see if we can win again.
But the debate, Kevin, the national election debate. Any concerns there? Any commendations with talk of that taking place again?
It's a part of a healthy democracy. The more people can hear from their leaders and finance minister about the facts and see how knowledgeable they are, how quick on their feet, how off they are with the facts, it's a good thing. The more information we have is always a good thing in a democracy, and we're blessed with a free press, and the debates will just, they can see which leader they think will handle the things better. I don't know how much effect it has. I'm not sure it has any great effect on the voting, but it is good for us to hear directly from the leaders. Often we hear secondhand. This is where they get in questions asked and they have to answer. And so we can judge their capacity and maybe their honesty too. See if they give honest answers. So it's a good thing.
Yeah. And your thoughts on the list of candidates on the side of both major parties?
Well, as I said, remember JLP and PNP is doing this since 1944, That is what? 81 years. They're pretty experienced at that. They're pretty experienced at picking the right people, getting the machinery in order, getting the votes, the machinery they talk about. After 81 years, if they haven't learned how to run a proper election, they would be hopeless. And our parties they're experienced and knowledgeable, and I don't expect anything different from the past. These guys are doing it a long time.
Okay. And finally, your words of advice to the electorate as they prepare to vote on September 3, those who can and will
first
vote.
of all, keep it clean. I hope we see that the local government elections 2024 were the best ever in Jamaican history in terms of camaraderie between the two parties. No violent incidents. People are free. I remember seeing one clip of JLP election lady went in. I said, I reached late in about my PNP people, friend, and give me lunch. That's the camaraderie we want. Yes. We don't want any violence, no intimidation. We want it to be a friendly spirit. Boxing, as they say, keep your hands up at all times, let the best man win. That's what I hope for. And electorate, look, there's a famous saying, if you don't take part in in elections, that means the people who are not educated will run the country, right? And in fact, there's an idiot. The word idiot comes from ancient Greece, the home Athens, the home of democracy. Idiotes means people who do not pay attention to politics. If you don't pay attention to politics, it means the people who pay attention will rule you. You have a chance to determine who leads you, and you don't take an interest in it. I mean, you don't care who leads you.
Got to leave it there, Kevin. Thank you so very much. A fitting note on which to end. Thanks for joining us. Have a safe and productive day.
Okay, thanks. Cool.
Listeners, the Morning Watch will return in just a moment.
Start your journey with a JN Small Business Loan with small business loans as little as $10,000 and up to $4 million. The time by JN Small Business Loan is
7:30.
Are you ready for something mega? Spend $6,500 or more before GCT. Drop your entry in the box and you can win a 2025 Hyundai Toussaint. It's the Mega Wheels Tour promotion. April 5th to September 28th. Second prize, a $50,000 shopping spree every month for a year. Third prize, a $30,000 shopping spree every month for a year. Brought to you by Hyundai, Chevrolet, Heineken, True Mill, Rex, Walker's Wood, Downing, CPJ Daiquiri, and Carryburst Juice Concentrate. Only at Megamart. Locations island-wide. Megamart. Best value by far. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Rating Gaming and Laws Act.
This Tuesday, August 12 on The Rock, we dive deep into the roots of African spirituality, Rastafari, Voodoo to Ashanti. African spirituality spans continents and cultures. But as Christians of African descent, how do we relate to these practices? What are these belief systems really about? Which parts challenge the Bible's teachings and which parts have we misunderstood? Join Kari Heron and Donna Hussey Stewart for a powerful eye-opening discussion that doesn't shy away from the hard questions. And in our No Time Revelation segment, could Ezekiel 38 and 39 be unfolding right now in the Middle East? What does the Bible say? All this and more on The Rock, Tuesday, August 12, here on the family station, Love 101.
There is
Life can feel overwhelming at times, but you don't have to face it alone. The Ministry of Counseling and Prayer of the Edgewater Baptist Church is here to support you with our caring and confidential telephone counseling service. Whatever you're going through, grief, stress, family challenges, or just feeling stuck, our trained counselors are ready to listen, pray, and guide you toward hope and healing. Take the first step today. Call us at 876-220-6474 or 876-332-7956. Weekdays between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Help is available through the Prayer and Counseling Ministry of the Edgewater Baptist Church. Remember, help is just a phone call away. That's 876-220-6474 or 876-332-7956. Weekdays between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Call now and let us walk this journey with you.
happy, 'cause you have strayed.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. Let's now look at the newspapers to see what Jamaicans and others are saying and doing. In both newspapers, KD Knight threatens lawsuit over manipulated recording played at JLP rally. Also, schools still to reopen on September 1 will close on election day. We also see that DPP wants educators to help address issue of work ethics. And also, Kingston man charged in connection with the murder of 16-year-old girl last year. Finally, Tropical Storm Erin could become Atlantic season's first hurricane later this week, so says forecasters. Those are some of the major stories, headlines in both newspapers. Coming up next, we'll share some of the feedback from our social media question. What was your most memorable moment at the CC Winans concert? We're asking you to leave a comment on our Facebook page and YouTube channel, Love 101 FM Jamaica, or WhatsApp 876-997-3125. We'll be right back.
It's back to school and time to do the math. Limited funds divided by big school fees.
Stretched budget minus book list, backpack, and new uniforms.
With Sagicor Bank Back to School unsecured loan, you can borrow up to $5 million. No security needed. Fast approval. Up to 5 years to repay. And flexible loan options. Problem solved, Dad. Crown.
Thanks, Daddy.
Be crowned a Back to School champion parent with Sagicor Bank unsecured loans. Apply at sagicor.com. Conditions apply.
You rescue me.
Blessings from this is Sona G, and you can listen to my new song Rescue Me right here on Love 101 FM, the family station. This song is about God always being there, for he has rescued us from the kingdom of darkness and transferred us into the kingdom of his dear son. Colossians 1:13. Style it up.
This Tuesday, August 12 on The Rock, we dive deep into the roots of African spirituality, Rastafari, Voodoo to Ashanti. African spirituality spans continents and cultures. But as Christians of African descent, how do we relate to these practices? What are these belief systems really about? Which parts challenge the Bible's teachings and which parts have we misunderstood? Join Kari Heron and Donna Hussey Stewart for a powerful eye-opening discussion that doesn't shy away from the hard questions. And in our No Time Revelation segment, could Ezekiel 38 and 39 be unfolding right now in the Middle East? What does the Bible say? All this and more on The Rock, Tuesday, August 12, here on the family station, Love 101.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. Let's now join Jokal for a look at how our Facebook, YouTube, and WhatsApp friends answered today's question. What was your most memorable moment at the CC Winans concert, Jokal?
All right. So Cherry from Spanish Town says, good morning. Didn't get to attend because of another event, but I know and heard it was a wonderful and blessed experience. God bless them as they all continue to minister in songs to glorify God and encourage and save lives. There are more, but everybody's saying it was great. Can't call them one by one, but it was a phenomenal event.
As I thought. Thank you very much. Thank you, Cherry, as usual. And so, beloved, as we segue into the second watch, tell me if this sounds familiar to you. One of the songs that was played at that memorable concert that was held, was it August 1 at King's House, East King's House lawn. We're talking about the CC Winans concert.
Thousand generations falling down in worship to sing the song of ages to the Lamb. And all who've gone before us and all who will believe will sing the song of ages to the Lamb. Your name is the highest, your name is the greatest, your name stands above them all thrones and dominions, all powers and positions, your name stands above them all, and the angels cry, holy, all creation cries, holy, you are lifted high, holy, holy
forever. Yeah, holy forever, CC Winans. She recently performed in Jamaica as part of her More Than This concert tour. And of course, the event was held at King's House East Lawn and featured a lineup of local gospel artists, including Prince Saj, Kevin Downswell, and Chevelle Franklin. Described as a moment of pure worship and thus more than a concert, the event has so far received many rave reviews. Well, to give us their perspectives, we have joining us Angel Edwards, event producer, and Dr. Nadine Blair, event MC and host of the Morning Express on Love 101 FM. Good morning to you both.
Good morning. Good morning.
Great. Good to have you both with us in this capacity. I begin with you, Angel Edwards. Tell us why and how it is that Jamaica became a part of this more than this world tour of CC Winans.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
So, CC Winans, more than this, as you mentioned, is a world tour, and the intention was really to come to the Caribbean in 2026. But there was an opportunity, particularly brokered by our team members in Trinidad, who wanted to bring her to the Caribbean earlier. And Jamaica, certainly when that opportunity came up, we jumped on it. So it was really a partnership getting her to the Caribbean. She was in Port of Spain, Trinidad on July 31st, and we were blessed to have her here in Jamaica on August 1. And that's where it really started, to be honest.
Yeah. An idea, why is it called More Than This?
Well, that is the name of her album. It is one of the tracks, the title track on her album is More Than This. But she has expressed that even being in the industry for over 4 decades, God is really calling her to do more, to be more, to give more.
Mm-hmm.
And so that really is the theme of her tour and coming out of her album.
Yeah. Dr. Blair, you co-MC the event. Think along with IT. Tell us how is it that you became associated with this concert?
The main person behind getting the event together is Eric Toussaint, who is a friend of mine,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess he would have to say how I got called. I do believe, though, even everything that played out, Angel and all the team members that worked, I really believe that the Lord, Eric was going as he was led.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would want to think that it boils down to that.
Yes. And of course, you worked with IT.
Yes.
Yes, and it's not the first time.
No.
Right. But was there any difference this time around with the CC Winans concert? Anything that was different?
Different in terms of?
Yeah, just emceeing and preparing for the event.
There were some technical challenges, but outside of that, technical challenges for me in terms of the mic. But I had a lot of fun working with IT. IT is a crazy human being, and he loves the Lord, so that just makes it easy to work with him. But hey, it's one of the biggest shows I've done. Big shows before,
Yeah.
and I've been blessed. Brooklyn Tabernacle, I worked in the background, and other shows that have been held. I've been very blessed and honored to do them, and this being the most recent, wow, what an honor.
Okay. All right. Ladies, hold those thoughts. We're up on a break. We'll be right back.
We're in the hurricane season and the hottest time of the year. But no worries, Lanco has you covered. By the way, you covered with Lanco Cool Guard or Urethanizer roof coating yet? Use Lanco roof coatings to waterproof your roof and also benefit from a cooler home with our advanced Thermoflex technology. Get 10 to 20% discount on Lanco Urethanizer and Cool Guard roof coating island-wide this hurricane season. Lanco, your waterproofing expert.
The time that Grace could move is
7:45.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. Of course, we're looking back at the CC Winans concert that was held August 1 in Kingston. And in so doing, we have online Dr. Nadine Blair, event MC and host of the Morning Express on Love 101 FM, as well as Angel Edwards, event producer. Back to you, Angel Edwards. Can you give us a general idea of what was involved in producing such a major event? If you can just, as best you can, walk us through the process, the logistics.
All right. So a major part of it is the coordination with CC's management team to get her here to satisfy her international rider, which includes not just accommodation, but the technical setup that they need, the stage plot, the type of monitors they need, the number of microphones, and doing that entire execution because, again, it's her world tour. And so she's bringing her international experience and requirements to Jamaica, which we certainly had to deliver.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a venue like East Lawns of King's House, which is open land. It gives you a canvas, really, to design the experience that you would want. And so being able to allow for smooth movement of thousands of people, allowing them to be able to experience the amenities of the event, so the shuttles to and from the event was in itself a pretty big execution. And as well as for persons to feel, to not just experience an event, but to feel an event. And so we had Jamaica House of Prayer as our official event prayer partner, which is something I've never experienced, having an official event prayer partner in an organization like that. And so that brought the event not just an execution, but an experience and an ability to connect really with the Lord, because that was the intention, to bring focus to the King of Kings, to bring focus to Him being our example. Holiness, He played Holy Forever before. Righteousness, calling the nation to focusing on God was a major, well, the real focus of the event, to be honest.
Yes. And I see that you also had made preparations for the persons living with disabilities, the elderly.
Absolutely. CC Winon is somebody who appeals to every Jamaican, and we wanted to make it an exclusive event, inclusive event, really, for those persons who ordinarily would stay home because they don't feel comfortable coming to events like that for lack of accommodation. So we had stands that were specific seating for the elderly, and then we certainly made provision to have persons with wheelchair assisted, and so they'd have a good view of the stage, and everybody got an opportunity to have a great experience.
And all of those things worked. I mean, the plans that were put in place and executed worked well.
Not all of them. I mean, when you have an event of this nature, one, we perhaps underestimated the number of persons who would come out needing that kind of assistance. And so we did have just quite a few of persons who wanted to be able to be on a stand, for example, but we were just at capacity. But one of the great things is persons were able to take their own chairs in, particularly for general admission, and chairs were provided for the persons in the other areas. So we were able to navigate that pretty quickly and to ensure that persons were comfortable.
Yes. And with the shuttling of persons, that worked okay as well?
Absolutely. We have gotten so many positive reviews around the shuttle, around how easy it was and how much we were able to have that crowd control and crowd management. And we want to particularly point out our sponsors for the shuttle, JUTC and Island Car Rentals, who were great partners in ensuring that the experience was one that was desirable for the persons who came to the event.
Yeah. No, Dr. Blair, of course, again, you're one of the MCs, and persons who were on the other end of the event would have received the offerings from CC Wine and the other artists. For you, Dr. Blair, what was the most, or what were the most memorable moments?
Um, of course, CC Winans. I was talking with my family and I asked them that question. It was like, CC. And I was very happy that Chevelle set offered what the best option of closing, if I should say it that way. Those two, I think when Chevelle went on, I could take off my MC hat for a second and just totally relax. And so I was able to personally appreciate that the most. But CC definitely
Any
her
idea?
the me.
Any idea? Sorry,
Mhm.
why Chevelle was asked to close and not CC Winans? I think a number of people are expecting that CC would be the closing act.
Yeah, I think that was a prerequisite from CC's team, and Angel can back me up
Yeah,
on
I
that.
can
But
I
when
can
I
jump in
spoke with
here.
them, that was what I was told. She
Yeah,
wanted to
so,
be on
so
at a
I can jump
particular
in
time,
here.
or her management wanted her to be on at a particular time, and then it ended up that we had to have somebody else close.
Yes. You're saying something, Angel?
Right. So contractually, we needed to get CC on stage at 7:30 for at least a 60-minute set. Now, coming out on Emancipation Day, the concert ending at 6:30 would really be too quick. And if we were to put everybody before CC, we'd have to start earlier than 5 p.m. And that is big summer sun. And so, based on doing a running order that accommodated all the needs of the team, we had to have somebody right after her.
Yeah. Nadine Blair, looking back, I mean, we're in review mode. Anything you think could have been done better? Any changes that you would make or suggest if we were to have a concert of this nature again?
Wow. Um, no, I
It was
missed.
perfect.
Oh, I mean, there were things that, but those are not necessarily,
They're not major.
um, yeah, they're not major or for public. Those are
Yes.
things for the team member. But it was a really good show. The start with John Mark, Prince Saj. There was a technical challenge. Why persons were asking how Kevin's set was, short and but I would have wanted more of Kevin, but it was a really good show. And I have to big up the entire team, Angel, Eric, Chad, all of them. They did a really good job. I believe most of them have not worked on an event of this level before, and I really want to congratulate them. The one of the things that I'm very big on for the many events I've worked on is the prayer. I appreciate having, doing events, Fun in the Sun, and all these other events, and they twin it with a church or churches, and they have a prayer tent and have counseling, and these are things that are really big. So, when I heard that um, Jamaica House of Prayer was on, I said, yeah, that's it. That is it. That is it.
Yeah.
So it was really a very good event. The layout and just how they had the VVIP, the VIP, the general. There were other things that could be tweaked, but hey, praise God. And
Yeah.
I really have to big up the Lord, of course, for holding the rain.
Yes. I was concerned about that, I must tell
I
you.
was driving through storm going up to the venue, and I was like, Lord, not today. But yeah.
Yeah. Same question to you, Angel Edwards.
There are many things that
That you can
would
tell
make
us. That you can tell us, honey.
that would certainly make this event a much better one.
Yeah.
We did, and based on the feedback, did by God's grace a good job in what we were able to deliver. But certainly, we would want to give, for example, more options for persons to have refreshment during the event and during the intermission time that we had. But regardless, if you have, close to 15,000 people on any venue, I don't think there will be any number of options that would make that a shorter time. So certainly we're looking at how do we create a more seamless experience and taking in the feedback that we would have gotten from persons who would have attended or supporters, suppliers, vendors, taking all of that feedback and being able to make a contribution to future events, not necessarily a more than this or a Kamalize event, but as Nadine would have said, we're persons who have been in the gospel space working on events. So it's then taking all of these learnings and this experience and helping to advance, what is done in the event space here locally.
Yeah. Now, Angel, I think a while ago, Nadine Blair mentioned the VIP and VIP. I gather that there are some persons who are concerned about those labels, those designations, especially in context with Christian, where Christian theology, where we're all equal, and the ground is level at the foot of the cross. How you respond to that? If VIP means very important person.
So how I say to everybody is that the category of ticket you purchase is not just for the event, because 100% of the net proceeds of this event goes to charity. So wherever you are able to purchase a ticket to be able to see CC Winans, because that was really why most persons came, they wanted to experience her in person, is that a portion of that value for your ticket goes towards charity. We're all not able to give at the same level, regardless whether it's tithes or offerings or a ticket purchase. And so the label for us is not a categorization of persons. It really is how do we deliver value to everybody who comes, as well as have them be a partner in contributing to charity. And so one of the real focus of this event was ensuring that wherever you are, you got exceptional sound quality. You were able to see well. You had, for example, General had multiple more food vendors than in any of the other areas on the venue. So what we really tried to do was give persons the best experience as possible, regardless of how you purchase your ticket.
Yes. And well,
if I may,
yeah.
Just that I do pray that Jamaicans learn to start purchasing tickets earlier and not wait until last minute.
Oh, that's what happened?
Yes. So there were many who bought before, but only more that waited until on the day. And CC was very ripe for now. CC came here a few years ago, and that concert was held at in New Kingston, and the turnout was okay, but she probably was not ripe at the time. She is happening now, and so it worked for everybody, for her and for the promoters and for everybody else.
And the estimated turnout was about 15,000, I gather?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you, ladies, for joining us, and commendations to you both and the team for a job well done, and to God be the glory.
Absolutely.
Amen.
To God be the glory. Thank you.
Bless you. Thank you, listeners, for being with us. Join us again tomorrow as we continue to set the stage for discussion of topical and controversial issues. For information on how to get copies of this program, call our production department at 876-968-9596-7. This has been the Morning Watch. I want to welcome and also give thanks to our producer, Sonia Stewart, and our guests. I'm Dylan Toussaint, returning you to Love in the Morning with Joe Caldera.